Hey, how's it going guys? Captain Kuba here, and once again it's time to freak out about one of Cory Barlog's tweets. Someone with the Twitter handle of .pwn tweeted 4 pictures about Atreus' scars. He points out that the scars resemble Kratos' face tattoo. This is something I've noticed since the game was announced back in 2016, but I've decided to address it now because Cory Barlog retweeted this post, which makes me think it's really important to the future lore of the series. What could they mean? Well, that question remains to be answered, but I can give you my thoughts on it. First of all, it's important to say that we don't know exactly how Atreus got these scars. Some fans believe it's actually a birthmark passed on from Kratos' brother Deimos, but this doesn't make much sense since Kratos is the biological father of Atreus, not Deimos. Also, it's not too hard to believe that these are scars since he has many others on his face, but there's no question that whoever designed these scars knew exactly what they were doing. The scars are without a doubt meant to look like Kratos' tattoo pattern. My best theory is that this is Santa Monica's subtle way of telling us that Atreus will replace Kratos in the future of the series. As I've said before, God of War 4 makes a number of references in regards to Atreus' powers. At least for now, Santa Monica seems to be teasing that Atreus will be able to shapeshift, see the future, and communicate with animals. This would make Atreus one of the most powerful God of War characters ever, and perhaps Santa Monica's looking at him as a possible candidate to replace Kratos. This is why Kratos is the follow-in to Atreus in Jotunheim.
This is our story.
No. This is your story.
Now I know that most of you would not like a God of War game without Kratos. I'm skeptical myself, but I'm a little open to the idea and would be okay with at least having a spin-off game with Atreus as the protagonist. But even Cory Barlog has said before that there's no God of War series without Kratos. So an alternate theory could be that these cards are teasing a possible change in Atreus' character. A more angrier Atreus that resembles his father's rage during his early years in the Greek pantheon. This theory is not too crazy since we see Atreus multiple times struggling to control his rage. These two theories are about what the scars could possibly mean, but the question of how he got them still remains to be answered. At first I thought Atreus injured his face during an encounter he had with a Draugr. You can listen to this story during episode 6 of The Lost Pages, but the injury he received on that story was on his arm, not his face. But don't worry, cause I have a really epic theory that will blow your mind. Do you remember the sex minigame in God?
We interrupt the scheduled theory to bring you a better one. Hello everyone, it's me, Connor He. You might know me as Commander Kona, the true proprietor and leader of this channel. You thought it was Captain Kuba? Nah, it's me. I'm behind all the theories. It's totally all mine. So anyway, I wanted to give my input as to why Atreus has his scars. Sure, Captain Kuba talks about why symbolically or metaphorically why Atreus got his scars, but like, why? Why though? Why physically, canonically, does Atreus have those scars? Well, I have the answer to that, or at least I think I do. Atreus is someone who idolizes his father. He's someone that Atreus wants to be, as well as Atreus craves love and attention from Kratos. We've seen this throughout God of War 4, of Atreus somewhat copying Kratos' actions, as well as kind of acting out in order to get attention.
Ah, but who's worthy enough to judge?
Quiet, head. We are. We know better.
Uh-huh. Sounding more like your da by the moment.
So I think the reason behind Atreus' scars is because he gave it to himself in order to be like his dad as well as get attention from his dad. I think at some point in time before the events of God of War 4, Atreus asked Faye to give him a tattoo like his father's. Faye declined for one reason or another, and Atreus thought he'd take matters into his own hands. He wanted to look like his dad, so by golly he was gonna. Atreus, not understanding how tattoos work, just took a knife to his face. That's why the scars on his face aren't exactly all even. A lot of the pieces of the scar are a more deeper cut than the other pieces. The cuts were made purposely but hesitantly. Nobody can deny that they're an exact copy of Kratos's, but they're just not even. Atreus didn't do this to hurt himself. He just wanted to look more like his dad. It wasn't done in a brutal manner or a manner of self-harm. It was done more in admiration or idolization. And maybe, just maybe, if he looked like his father would pay more attention to him. Atreus has a very innocent, kid-like mindset. He didn't think about the repercussions of cutting his own face. He just wanted to look like his dad. So that's why I think, canonically, why Atreus has the scars on his face that look like Kratos's.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Kanaruhi. Now there's not enough time for me to explain how this sex minigame connects to Atreus' scars. Okay, there's no theory, I'm just messing with you guys. But I do want to thank Kanaruhi for providing her theory. When I told her about my video idea, she immediately told me her theory, and I thought it was pretty interesting. I still think it's a little bit too dark for Atreus, but you never know the direction in which the writers will take the story. With that said, let me know how you think Atreus got his scars. I really want to know what you think. As always, I want to give a big thanks to all of my members for their continued support of the channel. People like Sean Glyden, Doge Wow Pow, and Timbo Slice, to name a few, are the main reason I can stay home and work on these videos. I would also like to thank all of my subscribers for liking and sharing my videos. This channel would be nowhere without your support. And lastly, I want to thank Kanaruhi for lending her voice and theory to the video. And if you have time, go and check out her channel. She's got some pretty funny videos. And with that said, thanks for watching, and remember, go forth in the name of Ragnarok.